is Jackie with thecuttingedgeculture.com. I'm here with John Mast from Gavin Dance, and you are on the Rock Yourself to Sleep tour, which is still sponsored by Motel 6?
We're not really sure. Something to do with this guy dying that owned Motel 6 something. I'm not really completely sure on the whole story, but the guy who took over isn't really sponsoring it, so there is no sponsor.
Oh.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that, but that's what.
So how are, okay, well then I'll skip the first question then.
Yeah, something bad happened and now there's no sponsor.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of fans want to know sort of what's the status of Gavin Dance right now. Who's doing clean vocals for this show, for this tour?
Well, we have Tillian Pearson, formerly from Tides of Man, and was supposedly working with Seosin for a while, not anymore. He's a full member of our band now, which we pretty much announced, not a little discreetly, but and then we're going in to record immediately right after this tour's over with him.
Okay. So it's
as well as the current lineup, including Josh and Tim, who Josh has been touring with us for 2 years, and he's a full member, and Tim has been touring with us on and off, and now he started to write the last album with us, and then some different stuff happened, and now he's gonna write with us for the next one. So.
Sounds like you guys are moving forward.
Yes.
So can you clarify what happened with Johnny on the All-Stars tour?
Yeah. Basically what happened was, well, there's a bunch of different incidents where other people felt they were being annoyed or pestered by Johnny. But the main incident was the bass player in Suicide Silence was stretching or warming up. I wasn't there, so I didn't see this directly, but this is what I was told. And then Johnny tends to kind of get physical with people, kind of like male flirtatious, like grabby and touchy. And so he went up behind him or something and pushed him, grabbed him in some way. And the guy ended up dislocating his knee. So Suicide Silence was not really, I don't know, I was too stoked on him anyway. So they told us that we need to get him off the tour, or we're kicked off the tour. And then a bunch of stuff ensued with the guy who runs Sumerian Ash, and a lot of his bands are on the tour. I'm not sure if it was his tour or how it worked out, but basically he had a big role in the tour. And he started talking to Johnny on Twitter and telling him, like, you're off this tour, and then they sort of made up, but then the tour production here. Yeah, the production or management, Suicide's people came to us and were like, well, you guys can continue on the tour without him. You can find a replacement, or you can do it without him. What do you want to do? Well, and then we suggested, well, we want to do it as our side project, Secret Band, and they're like, well, you can get a pay cut. We'll cut your guarantee a little, but you can still play all the shows. We're like, that's fine. And then after we decided that, then we were told, well, Johnny actually can stay on if he doesn't mess up again. And then Johnny had expressed he didn't really want to be on the tour at all. Like, he didn't like playing with us. Like, a bunch of different internal issues of his gripes and complaints about where he was with the band and expressing his solo album interest to go do that. So we just said, well, you know what, why don't you just go home then and go do what you want to do. If you don't want to be in this, we're not really enjoying your company right now either. So we parted ways, and then finished the tour out as our side project, Secret Band, and everything went well, and it was great.
So how do you move forward from that after sort of like it being kind of for a better sense of the word, like a public breakup?
Yeah.
He was commenting, at least it wasn't the drugs, and I don't think fans really got a clear message of what happened. Yeah,
well, prior to that, a year before, in the fall of 2011, we canceled a headliner due to, I can't even remember all of what happened. There's so many different things that happened. But basically, Johnny needed to go to rehab. We weren't, he was doing a lot of heroin. So he got through rehab, and then right after he got out of rehab, we were offered some tours. and we didn't want to do them because he had just gone out of rehab. So we did a tour with Matt Geisey from Lower Definition. He filled in, and it went well. And then we decided we would book this little. We offered the All-Star Tour, and we said, well, we don't want to do it all. We just want to do a little bit of it and see how it goes with Johnny, because that'll be 3 months out of rehab. And so basically that was the test to see whether or not we got along. He handled it. How was he? Did he show signs of any sort of recovery from the rehab? Was he sticking to a program? And he wasn't doing any of that. He wasn't doing step work program. He was, yeah. I mean, I won't go into, that's about as much detail as without just talking shit.
That's
but,
totally
yeah,
fair.
So
are you going to be playing a variety of Dance Gavin Dance songs, secret band songs, both?
we're playing all 4 albums, and then there's the EP, which is, I don't know, I kind of consider it an album because it's pretty long, 30-something minutes. But yeah, just the 4 albums and then 1 secret band song. And yeah, it's kind of all based around songs we haven't played before, and then some fan favorites. Good mixture of heavy, soft, and all across the board.
So you mentioned that you're about to go into the recording studio. How and when does writing take place?
We started writing a couple songs. It takes place when we know it's time to record a new record, so we start thinking about it. And then when there's time off, we schedule, now before we went on this tour, we decided, okay, we need a new record. It's almost kind of why we're touring on this right now just to show that we have a new singer and that we're still playing well live and as a band, but we really should have new material by now. So it's basically the next step is to do the album. So now December, January, February will all be booked in terms of writing. We don't know exactly when we're going to go in or who we're going to tour with, but we're going to figure that out in the next month, and then that will be announced. So who we're going to go with, and then there will be a time frame on when and where and how it will be released and all that.
So any other updates? Anything else new with Dance Gavin Dance?
Well,
any other tours after that that are already in the works?
I think we have a few dates surrounding South by Southwest. I'm not sure if we're actually playing that, but we have some dates around that area. I guess that's in March. But yeah, we haven't really figured out a tour. I think it kind of rides on how we're feeling about the new album and what kind of offers kind of we submit it for. I don't know if we'll do a headliner or not right immediately, or we'll do a support tour or a festival. So it's all kind of up in there.
Sounds like you guys have some really good plans to just keep moving forward. So
yeah, definitely.
I wish you guys luck, and excited to see another set.
Thank you.
This is Jackie with thecuttingedgeculture.com.